The first 10 years of my work, I picked blackberries, harvested tomatoes, and plowed potatoes with a tractor. I worked on a farm, and my granny paid really well, $5 an hour. So I leapt out of bed every sunny summer morning at 5 a.m. to help in that 5-acre garden. Throughout the next 30 years of my career, I've worked for others at large corporations, as CEO for my own company, and as a leadership coach. Having worked with over 50 companies, I've figured out that an organization's optimal success comes down to one quality: trust. I've seen cultures of trust inspire employees to give 110%. And I've seen toxic cultures breed status quo, cause A players to leave, and worse, quiet quitting. I bet some of you have also seen this happen. I wanted to dig into this a little bit deeper, so I conducted a survey. And what I found is that people who feel set up for success have more than twice as much trust in their leadership compared to those who only sometimes or rarely feel that they can achieve their full capabilities. It turns out that when people are empowered to explore their full range of talents, and when they are given credit for all of the work that they do, they outperform. And when people feel that management only cares about themselves, they don't. The Holiday Inn wanted to figure out why some units had higher profits than others. They conducted a study themselves and found that trust had the largest impact. They found that managers' behavioral integrity contributed to $250,000 worth of revenue per hotel. Are you kidding? If we extrapolate that to every Holiday Inn, that is over $300 million worth of trust. In 2008, I had a big, hairy, audacious goal. I wanted to start, grow, and sell a company. I knew from day one that I would need to build a culture of trust in order to do this. So when I started Butterbeans, we had 3 non-negotiable imperatives that we lived by: act with purpose, care about people, and listen to understand. Acting with purpose builds trust. Caring builds trust. Listening to understand builds trust. At Butterbeans, we didn't only offer school lunch. We also had food education. And one day, the manager of this department came to let me know that she was leaving New York. She told me not to worry because she already had found the perfect replacement, which was a cooking class teacher that she had recently hired. I was skeptical because I know how hard it can be to find a great manager. So I was listening to her, she was super enthusiastic, and I was looking forward to meeting her, and I met Kelly for the first time in our interview. She'd already met my 5-year-old son, Sam, who was in her cooking class, and he was sure to let her know that his mom owned the company. As I was listening to her, I realized that this fresh out of college woman is an encyclopedia of sustainable food knowledge. I was really, honestly, quite giddy listening to her stories from our classroom. Her fall menu ideas? Who doesn't love kombucha? Teacher training, classroom management, lesson plans, she was on fire, listing item by item everything I'd ever wanted for this role. Most remarkable, she was as committed to the success of our program as I was, because purpose builds trust, and we were connected with a shared vision. Kelly accepted my offer, and she joined our leadership team of rock stars. We were all connected by purpose. We all acted with purpose. Purpose builds trust. A company's mission, vision, and values connect employees, leaders, investors, and all stakeholders. And they are the roadmap for how they function together, collectively, over time, leaving the world better than how they left it. At Butterbeans, at the top of our core values list was fresh ingredients. We did not spread cream cheese icing on a bagel and call it baking. We taught kids how to cook. We taught them how to bake chicken. We taught them knife skills so that they could know how to safely cut fruits and veggies. Our 6 to 10-year-old summer campers, They developed their own recipes, made their own lists of fresh ingredients, and they shopped for them at the Union Square Green Market. They cooked their creations and ate every nourishing bite, even the picky eaters, who we were told only eat pasta. It's the way that we implemented fresh ingredients that attracted Kelly to Butterbeans in the first place. Again, purpose builds trust. The next imperative is care. Care about people more than their tasks. Caring builds trust. Caring requires empathy, integrity, respect, gratitude, and employee-first policies, which, by the way, are also good for the company. At Butterbeans, we had a beautiful orange, red, and green fruit salad that brightened our salad bar. The aroma of Turkey Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, with steamed broccoli and a dash of salt filled the cafeteria as 500 kids raced in to eat. Depending on the school, kids had between 15 and 20 minutes to get in line, make healthy choices, chew, swallow, clean up, and get back to class. Our food service workers were on the front lines, making sure everything was delicious and on time every day. I think my granny would have been super proud of those beautiful salad bars, thinking back to how perfect her farm stalls were at the farmer's market. There is no option to work from home when you are a food service worker. If you have an appointment to make or an important package that you need to receive. So we got creative at Butterbeans on how to give these staff members time off. We hired a job-sharing staff so that if anybody needed to take a day, we covered their shift, even if it was the day of. This human resources policy was developed to care for our employees, and it also really benefited the company. We had more cross-trained employees, improved customer service, and best of all, we could all sleep at night knowing that every shift would be covered, even if someone got sick. Caring policies built for our employees and for their professional development was a focus for all 100 of our team members. We gave Kelly responsibilities to build out her strategic business skills. Jason had leeway to change the menus at his locations. And Flora had aspirations to become a health coach, so we added it to her job description, sent her for certifications, and any staff member who wanted health coaching received it from Flora. We coupled employee-centric policies with our core values and had almost zero turnover in an industry that is typically fraught with no-shows and high staff resignations. Caring builds trust. Our third imperative is listen to understand. Listen deeply and carefully. Listening to understand builds trust. When an employee had a problem and called me, I did not assume that I knew the solution. I listened with curiosity, and I asked questions to find out what they would do instead of giving my own opinion. The way I listened showed them that I trusted them, and I trusted their judgment. In this, I taught them to trust themselves. Listening to respond can block trust. Listening to understand can build trust. Let me say that again. Listening to respond can really block trust, and listening to understand can build trust. So how are we doing as a society of leaders on these imperatives? I asked respondents how often their managers show an interest in their professional development, and the response was sometimes, rarely, or never. This leads to a win-lose environment. For leaders who want to achieve the best possible results for their organization, they need to create a win-win environment. In our post-COVID world, there are too many stories of managers taking actions that leave empathy by the wayside when they should be doing the opposite. A CNBC report explains that return-to-office policies are at odds with the needs of the workforce. Return-to-office policies would benefit from listening to the needs of their employees by listening to them and showing that they care. For leaders who want to get this right, I invite you to act with purpose, care about people more than their tasks with employee-first policies, and listen to understand. These are proven to build trust, whether you are leading an organization or leading in some other area of your life. The hidden cost of distrust is mediocrity. When you build trust, cultures flourish, and so do profits. Trustworthy cultures result in success for both the organization and the employees. Resentment melts away. Toxic environments transform into motivating environments, and people are free to be their true selves. Passionate, curious, collaborative, creative, fun. And they do it with grace.